something big is happening here on the homestead, and I want to share it with you guys. Are doing a little bit of vlogging here on the homestead. This is something Jackie and I have talked about for a while, trying to figure out when exactly we wanted to get it done, how we wanted to get it done, what we wanted to get done, and it kind of fell into our laps. We knew someone who had some availability. The ground froze up, which is what we need to do to log on our property because it's relatively wet, and we got our heads together and mapped out what we're going to be logging. We're going to be logging from the corner of the front yard diagonally out to the property boundary, from the corner of that rock wall back there, which is kind of hard to see, diagonally out to the corner of the edge of the property, and taking it a good bit forward on the property. Not all the way, because we still want to have a buffer from the road, you know, if we're sitting out on the front porch over here, but a good ways so that we're able to get a little bit more out of our land here on the farm. See, here's the thing. During COVID, the price of real estate skyrocketed pretty much across the country, but especially in suburban and rural areas where people wanted to move to from the cities. People realized that living in a city during a global pandemic is not a good idea, and therefore a lot of people tried to move out to the more rural areas. Where we live, that was a good thing for home prices for us, because if we wanted to sell our house, we could have made a buttload of money based on what we paid for our place in 2016 to now. We've talked about growing our pork business and getting some more land and really expanding everything, because as of right now, we have a pretty high demand for our product, and because we're so wooded, you know, we can run pigs in the woods, but it's hard lugging bags of feed in the woods. It's hard running fencing in the woods. There's a whole lot of logistical problems that come with raising pigs in the woods, and giving pigs wooded pasture plus a more open and accessible way to get to them is the best of both worlds. So while we've kind of maxed out what we could do here, we were looking to possibly move on to another piece of property. Yes, our value went up, but the value of the pieces of property that we were looking at went up way more than the percentage of our home did. To put in perspective for you, our home is worth approximately 150%. Yeah. Our house is worth approximately 150% of what we paid for it in 2016. But a lot of the properties we'd be looking at were worth 200 to 300% of what they were 5 years ago when we were looking for them. Their values went up that much. So in short, even if we sold our place and made a good profit on it, we wouldn't be able to afford the type of property we wanted right now at this point in time. It's going to be funny to see your face. Look at all the trees. Crazy, this was like 2 hours. Yeah, like literally this, that's the bend right there.
Right, so they'll see it.
Yeah, you won't see the house on the road still, as long as we only go to that pole. Come on, let's go. It's crazy to see this in the sunlight. I mean, we've been talking about logging down here for how long?
At least 3 years.
Yeah.
Since we started the farm.
Just been crazy. This is going to be just the landing behind me so far. Landing is where they'll pull the log trucks in, they'll load them up. Landing is where the logs go right after they're cut. So they'll cut them, they'll sort them, and then they'll delimb them, they'll slash them to length, and then they'll load them up on log trucks, and that'll pretty much happen all right over here.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, let's flag on that side.
All right, you got to both do the surprise face. 1, 2, 3. Look at the camera, do it, Emma.
Look at the camera.
1, 2, 3.
We're gonna need water down here.
Yeah, we'll have to run a water line, I guess. I mean, at least it'll be open. We can dig. You can trench a line. Whoa.
Emma down.
We'll have to put a hydrant in.
Yeah.
So the end goal in all of this, we've had over 10 acres since we bought the place, and it's all wooded. Our goal in this is we'd like to open some of this up and give us the ability to do a few more things. Right now, if we wanted to put a big greenhouse in, if we wanted to put a small sugar house in, those are things that, what? Those are things that, with all of the tree cover that we have, a greenhouse would be pretty ineffective because it's getting shaded by the trees all summer long. So we're doing some clearing because of those reasons. The other part of this is that we want to maybe have some other animals here on the farm in the near future that are not pigs.
So some other animals that we're hoping for with having more open usable land is definitely some sheep.
Some horses.
Emma wants a horse.
You want a horse?
I don't know about that one. Maybe. Who knows? Yeah. These aren't animals, but we want bees. Right? And we want a greenhouse. That's the short order. Sheep, bees, and a pretty greenhouse.
Sheep, bees, and a pretty greenhouse. The biggest thing is that opening this up, it gives us room to grow. Like right now we have our house. We love it. We love being in the woods. But as far as agricultural stuff goes, we're kind of shut in. We don't have a lot of accessible land. We don't have a lot of usable land in the way it's set up right now. Aside from the pig operation, pigs can run great in the woods, but I mentioned earlier, there are limitations to running pigs in a wooded area, and it's nice to kind of be able to bounce back and forth between woods and more open pasture-like situation, or at least be more accessible.
We're also going to have them clear out around the house and clean it up because we definitely have some big pines that are scary when it gets really windy here. So we want those out, clear it around, just clean it up. Especially since the pigs did such a nice job over here. Take out some of those trees. But leave a lot of our maples for our maple syrup.
Leave a good bit of the maples.
Yeah.
Jackie was originally pretty hesitant to do any logging on our land.
Am I in your shot?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're right there, see?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to talk about why you were originally hesitant and kind of how you're feeling now that it started?
I was originally really hesitant about logging the front because our dream was always to log the back, and that's where we would establish the farm. But then when we had the county forester come out, we found out that it really wasn't going to be good land to farm because it's very wet and whatnot. So then when we did the front, I had a lot of hesitation because this has felt like a safe little nest. You can't see the road, you can't see the neighbors. It's just a lot of wonderful privacy. So I was really feeling like we're going to be super vulnerable opening all of that up. But now that I can see it and slowly wrap my head around it, it's pretty exciting to have all that space for different kinds of animals, which a few weeks ago Jack and I were chatting how we love this house very much, but it felt really limiting as to what we were going to be able to do with the farm, and now we just blew that wide open. I still wish it was in the back, but you got to be flexible.
High jump.
High jump? Oh, you jumped.
So that's where we're at with the logging right now. We'll keep you up to date with everything as it progresses, how things go. We don't anticipate it taking too long. It's 4 acres and they're pretty good about clearing stuff out pretty quickly. So thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.